host here, Amish Matchmakers. My wife and I, we help Amish singles to find godly spouses, create epic marriages through our marriage mastery program, and then develop legacies that are rooted, founded in freedom, faith, and above all else, love. Super important to us and super grateful you're here today. We're going to talk about date night tonight. But just tell you a little bit about Chantel and I. We are successful developers and investors and wealth managers working to develop our portfolio, personal portfolio, and helping others to develop theirs as well. Went from zero to about a $4 million evaluation in 5 years, um, from 2020 to present time. We've acquired businesses, acquired property, and developed our businesses to and our assets to a compounded effect for sure. And so we love sharing what we do and how we do it through a process called His Creation Code, based on biblical principles and based on the days of creation in Genesis. So His creation code for success, 4 areas in life: identity, marriage, your legacy, and business. And then, of course, the fourth one being actually inventions. So thanks for being here. And thanks for always giving a shout out, Mr. Ken. It is a great day. Let's go. And I am blessed to connect with you today, blessed to be working through things with you because I know it can be difficult as you're working on your love life. Love, talk. So we want to address different things today about dating. We're still on the topic of dating and what that looks like. A successful date looks like, that I was telling you about our little adventure we're going on this weekend. We were going on it last weekend, but it got snowed out. Not a bad thing. It was beautiful. We were snowed in, so we couldn't go to our date night in Atlanta with all the snow and ice and stuff. But we are super blessed to have an amazing marriage and to help others have incredible relationships. But it is a process, it is a skill, it is a strategy. And are you willing to do the work? And not only does this affect your relationship to a woman, this is Love Talk Men's Edition, but also your relationships with family, friends, and children. If you're married or if you have children and maybe you're divorced, you're single again because you've been divorced. There's many situations where what we talk about matters because it's all about connection, love, affection, and we simplify it. Seriously, if you find yourself struggling in a situation, I can almost guarantee you can always bring it back to and narrow it back down to the 3 C's of intimacy. You're lacking the confidence, you're not communicating well, and you're not staying committed to the process for the long haul. I'm going to say it again. 3 C's of intimacy: confidence, communication, commitment. You're lacking that if there's lack of meaningful relationship, or you're finding it stagnant, or you're not able to go any deeper or make deeper, more meaningful connections. It's because you're lacking the confidence to probably take initiative or communicate well, lacking the communication skills or confidence to communicate well, and you're not willing to stay committed for the long haul. That's what love is commitment. All right. Deep breath, Carlos. Deep breath. So, if it's that simple that it comes down to confidence, communication, commitment, what can you do to improve those things? Well, you got to work on your identity. We know that. So we got 3 core activities. And I constantly come back to this because this is it. I promise this is truly it. Are you doing your Epic 30 daily to continue to grow and develop your connection to the Father and your best self and then connect with others? Are you overcoming your triggers and trauma by doing Triggers to Triumph, which is a process, a strategy, a core activity to help you when you get stuck, when you get in this loop of negativity. We need to create a new story. When you got this story playing in your head over and over, I can't do this, I'm horrible. Da, da, da. We've got to change the story. And that's where Triggers to Triumph come in. Then the third core activity is MVP. Yes, you will not, it's hard to have confidence. You will have confidence in certain areas, but if you want an overall holistic confidence, then work on that MVP. Mission, what's your mission? What's your vision of your best self? What does it look like? What I feel like? What I sound like? What do my emotions look like? Like all these things. And then what's peculiar about you and owning that, knowing that you're not trying to be like everyone else. You're being like you. You love you. You honor you and who you are. But yet that you can contribute to the planet, I promise. And it can be a very powerful contribution. So you got the 3 C's of connection to bring love and intimacy and affection, right? And deeper, more meaningful relationships. And then you got the 3 core activities. And what are those 3 core activities? Again, MVP, Epic 30, and Triggers to Triumph. Have you mastered those? You're like, Carlos, I've never met you before. I don't even know what those are. What are you talking about? Well, it's about creating your identity. It's a strategy that we have. It's fairly simple, straightforward. It's about doing a daily process to reprogram your brain, Epic 30, of getting into a flow state of gratitude and honor and edification and knowing who you are. And then number 3 is literally Triggers to Triumph can constantly be applied when you're like, oh, my brain's stuck. I'm in a negative state. Okay, maybe I should do Epic 30. Maybe I should work on, okay, what do I need to forgive? Why am I stuck in this scenario? What story can I change? How can what would I do, my future self do? Can I do it now? I'm fired up today. I love you. I believe in you. And you got what it takes. Woo! All right, welcome. Coffee break. Who's out there with me today? Give me a shout out as you jump on. Just say hello. You can say your name, your real name, or you can say where you're tuning in from, what part of the world, what part of the country, what state. How are you feeling this morning? Maybe you could say I feel at peace, shalom, or you can say I'm frustrated today, or you could say hey, I'm lonely, or you could say yeah, stuck. What is it that you're feeling today? Hey, there he is, Mr. Andrew. Ohio. Ohio's in the house now. Hey, bro. Love you, man. Good to see you here. Thanks for tuning in. And man, you have made some big, huge, awesome decisions. You're engaged, you've moved. Your whole life has been shifted, my friend, and disrupted. That is the truth. I'm angry again and struggling. Hey, it's real. Thanks for sharing. I know there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way at times. And I'm sure you're angry at yourself, feeling like you're not doing it right, that you're failing, not able to make connections, not able to really, not able to make this work, feeling like those things are just not working. Here's the thing, my friend. You've got what it takes. You prepared your whole life for this, and you're worthy of having it. Having a wife and children, so powerful. It is part of the process, man. You're going to go through some major emotions, some ups and downs. And exactly what I just said is pertains to you as well. 100%. In relationships and connections, it is about the confidence, communication, commitment. And I'm sure you can understand that. I'm sure it's probably, yep, that's it. I don't have the confidence. And I know for me, and what I know for you as well, is the power and the importance of confidence, but yet you've never been a father before. You've mentored youth and children, but and you've never, had this kind of connection and affection and love with your now fiance and with a woman. So it's all a lot of new territory. You're in a new state, literally living in Ohio now. Man, I get it, bro. It's really rough. That's a tough thing. That's a lot all at once. and you can handle it. You got this, brother. And yes, anger's part of it, frustration's part of it. But part of that, I think, comes in because of your belief in yourself. Am I right about that? Your confidence in yourself. Audio keeps cutting in and out. Miss some of this. Man, that's weird. Sorry about that, bro. But is it fair to say, test 1, 2, is it coming through clear now? Is it fair to say that there is some confidence in yourself and your abilities and being a father and a husband, that the anger and frustration is because you feel like you're failing? Is that correct? Thanks, by the way, for being willing to communicate this and walk through it. This could help many people because connection is desire of the world. It's an intrinsic desire of all of us that we have meaningful connections, that we have relationships that matter, that we have beneficial connections. A lot of us have connections and friendships, but they may not be beneficial. They may not be leading us to in the direction that we want to go. But connection and relationships come from a very strategic steps. A lot of people don't want to believe that. Confidence, communication, commitment. You want deeper, more meaningful relationships. And I know you know these things, Andrew. We've been working on them together. But I want to encourage you to truly think about this. And I know you're frustrated, angry. I know it is about your personal self and your abilities, but you got what it takes. You're amazing. And they love you. I know at times it feels like they don't. However, it's their challenges, their personal, the children, your children that you are now honored and blessed to be able to raise and be a part of their lives and be uh, connected to and a father to towards. Trying so hard and being told that the situation is my fault, and that angers me hearing that when I am trying so hard and don't know how to do it right. Yep, exactly. You feel like you don't know how to do it right. But I'm going to tell you, everyone has an opinion, and everyone has their opinion of what they think is right and wrong. So there's two things in that whole, what you just wrote out, that I want you to understand. I'm grateful that you're willing to share this because I believe everyone, if they stay tuned and work through this with us, they're going to be blessed by this. Thank you, Andrew, for your willingness. I know you're, but I want to show, I want to read through this. And first of all, one of the things that happens is there's some languaging that happens in us that, first of all, you're trying so hard. And I don't know how to do it right. I want to key on two words here: try and right. Those are two indicators. First of all, I could tell that you're trying, kind of loop state, frustrated. Those are tails, if you would. And then right, in a state of whether it's right or wrong. Okay? I'm going to pause right there, and hopefully some people can, if you're taking notes, take notes, write that down. Languaging matters because we want to do our best. That empowers you. And I know some people are like, that's so silly. Just little words like that don't matter. Well, if you don't agree that words matter, then you don't understand where the Bible says, you may not believe or agree with the Bible when it says life and death are in the power of the tongue. There is no try. Okay, look, see this pen right here on top of my cup? Try and pick it up. Try. There's no try. If you say pick it up, decide to pick it up, do your best to pick it up, you're going to be able to pick it up, or at least do your best. But try. There is no try. I mean, it's like Yoda, right? Do or do not. There is no try. And there is no try. There really isn't. Why that's in the English language, I don't know, actually. It's a deep thought. Do your best, my friend, because you feel empowered. I'm going to do my best. I am doing my best. Like that means you are best. It's like you're describing yourself. It's empowering. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And then when you say, I don't know how to do it right, we're not looking for right. We're not looking for right or wrong. We're looking for love. That's the key too. And think about it. If I'm looking for what's right or wrong, it's based on somebody's opinion. But if I'm looking for how to love well, that shifts everything. And so what I can recognize through the languaging, again, thank you. The world thanks you. Seriously. So many people watching this feel the same way. I know. They really, really do. So thank you for your willingness, because this is real time. I love you, brother. You are going to get phenomenal results because you're willing to be transparent and you're willing to say, I need help. But lots of people on this planet need to work through these things. And so we've got life and death is in the power of the tongue, recognizing that you're feeling this, right? That you're trying, but we need to change it. I'm doing my best. I'm going to do my best. I am doing my best. I'm working on it. I'm working on this. Moving forward. I'm taking action. And I don't know how to do it right. Instead of saying I don't know how to do it right, I'm working on loving well. Because right or wrong is a state of mind that, to be honest, when you say I'm trying and right or wrong, what I know is taking place too is I am in a victim mindset. Okay. So those of you listening and watching it and hearing this process go through, if you've said the same thing, I'm trying my best. No, even trying my best is better than I'm trying here. Trying so hard, doing my best. Okay. If you feel yourself, I'm trying and I just can't do it right. Can you just feel how that's like, again, it's lack of confidence and the communication, life and death and the power of the tongue. So it's the tongue, the communication is off and the commitment is being shaken. I don't know if I could stay committed to this. I don't know if I have what it takes. Fear, doubt. Then what do? Because we're a victim, we start to shrink back. Okay, we do. And God has not given you that spirit. That is not from the Father. He's given you courage, love, a sound mind, confidence, communication, commitment. So confidence, commitment, which is love, confidence and courage, right? Love is commitment. And then communication, well, how do we communicate well? With a sound mind. It's real. And I do believe the best way to describe love is commitment. And you are committed, brother. I know that's why you're here. I know that's why you're talking about this. I know that's why you're willing to work through this. So now we're going to reframe this. And what we're going to say is we're going to say, and by the way, when you are willing to admit the state that you're in, because that's what's really happening, declaring your state. I'm angry. It's real. It's understandable. And your feelings are real and they're valid, my friend. And it's good that you're even willing to talk about it because you're releasing it. So again, that's where we're journaling, right? I'm angry, I'm frustrated. By the way, step one, release. You're releasing it right now, right here. That's awesome. So this is beneficial. So this is not bad, good, right or wrong or indifferent. It's good. Very good, actually. Very good that you're releasing. This is what you can write out. Even I'm angry. It's okay when you're writing and releasing that you can just be completely honest and straightforward with Papa and get rid of that stuff. That's what journaling is. There have been times, let me just share with you, everyone watching, listening, you see how a lot of people are like, wow, Carlos, you can talk and you're confident and you always got something to say. How did you get to that place where you can just talk to people, talk to the world in front of God and everyone and be on stages and not be afraid? I didn't get here overnight. This was a process. And guess what? I made a lot of mistakes along the way. But here's the thing. This is why the 3 core activities that I talk about work, but you got to stay committed. I used to do Epic 30, writing out, journaling, releasing 3 times a day. And often I had 3, 4, 5 pages of just writing because I was so angry, so frustrated, so hurt. And I was releasing. Lack of belief, no confidence, no ability to communicate with life. Didn't want to stay committed. Always doing something new and different so that I didn't have to stay committed to one thing. Do you follow me? Where there was no confidence, I was a go-getter. So then if I found myself lacking confidence, I'd run from it. I'd go do something else. I wouldn't stay committed to it. And I definitely wouldn't know how to communicate well in those situations because I'd blow up. Ah! Just saying. So I understand. So then writing, journaling 2 or 3 times a day, release. Plus another thing that I found was when I had time on my hand, right? When I have time on my hands, then I can think about it. I get stuck in the loop. That's why Triggers of Triumph helps. But also just taking action, working hard on yourself. Are you, again, there's often times where we could be out exercising, we could be out connecting with people, could be out building a business, building a relationship, practicing our communication skills. Are you following me? Going on, knocking on doors to sell the cleaning business, that you're doing, to sell shirts and things that you're doing, to sell your technology business that you're doing. Like, are you following me? There's so much more that you could be doing besides just being a father and a husband. And that's good. It's very good. I'm just saying, like, sometimes we have too much time on our hands to think about all this stuff. And we get caught up in it, caught in the loop. Instead of, I'm out here solving problems and working on a business and developing that. And developing my skills by in-person connection with people. Going out to different, even Bible studies, connection groups in your local area, small groups for different churches. There's so many ideas to just get out there and build relationships and connect with people, practicing my skills. Because guess what? They're better because of you. They really are, because you're amazing. You're now coming in as a loving support, a loving man, husband, father, a bonus dad. But before you came along, they were doing pretty good too. So remember, you're here to contribute. You're here to bring greatness, and you are doing that. You're amazing. So all you can do is do your best. So we got to shift it, your story, because that's a story, and I'm glad you're open to it. And that's exactly what you would write out, and just release. Maybe it's 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, whatever it needs to be to get all the junk out. Whew, almost like exhausting. You're like, I've been there. But if I keep telling you exactly what to do, I want to give you the tools and strategies so you can do it, so you can share it with your family, so you can share it with others in the world. These 3 core activities, they work to make what? An epic life. And you're worthy of that. I'm not just talking to Andrew here. I'm talking to everyone that will stop and listen. Seriously, please hear me. We want to give you these core activities. They're free and they work. We've been utilizing them for 15 years now, plus. And it's how we compounded our work to become successful developers, to become successful entrepreneurs, investors, and wealth managers. That's how we did this. It's his Papa God's strategies. We just have been able to articulate them and simplify them and do our best to continue to simplify them so you'll do them. Okay? So release. It's good. Now we get to release so we can write a new story. This is Triggered to Triumph, and understanding even, okay, I know some of this came from my childhood, some of this came from my trauma when I was younger and things I went through and my experiences, my stories. Now I'm writing a new story. What's my new story? We can take the same paragraph. That's why I've left it up on the screen. Anger is again, anger is beneficial. It puts us into action. I'm going after it. Let's go. Passion. It is beneficial. But it's the fruit. Where does it lead you? What fruit does it lead to? That's the key. I'm angry because I'm doing my best and I'm being told that the situation is my fault. And that angers me hearing that when I'm doing my best, that I feel as if I'm still falling short. That's the reality of what you're feeling. Still not doing enough. See how that is like, okay, there's hope. It's not about right or wrong. Okay, it's a simple paragraph, but verbalizing it, restating it, but we got to release it first. It's real and it's powerful that you said that. It is, and it's good. Release. Now the new story to receive is I've got what it takes. They were doing really good and doing well before I came along, and now they're doing even better because I'm here to support, I'm here to love, I'm here to do my best, I'm here to work hard and go after it. I'm going to be a good example. So then the bottom line is you don't need to be fixed. You need to be loved. You don't need to fix. You just need to love and be a good example. That's what Father is. That's what Yeshua was and is, and how he was an example and connecting with the Father. You're learning to connect with the Father now, and I appreciate that. Working on that Epic 30 every day. I see you. It's the repetition that will reprogram, I promise. That connection to the Father and that constantly being in a state and working on a state of gratitude, love and affection, worthies, and then giving it away, gaining wisdom from the Father, giving it away, gaining wisdom from the Father. But in that process of Epic 30, what are we doing? We're releasing, journaling, you just released. Now, what wisdom can I receive? And then how can I give it away to others? So now we're in the state of, we just released some things. Good, well done. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to grab a random Bible verse to receive some wisdom. We released. That paragraph is some releasing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to receive. So I'm pulling up a random Bible verse because we're going to receive some wisdom. Here it is, random Bible verse. Now, can't make this up. Just showing you real quick, everyone. Random, I didn't. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts and impress them on your children. Wow, come on. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Where is your focus? Deuteronomy 6, 6 and 7. I'm going to say it again. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts, impress them on your children, talk about them when you sit at home, when you walk along the road, when you lie down, when you get up. See, it's talking about think on these things, the fruits of the Spirit, love, goodness, kindness, joy, peace, freedom, love. Above all else, love. Talk about these things. Focus on these things. Be the example of that. You and the way you treat their mother, that's what's most important. Your connection, your love and affection with her. And then towards them, it's working. But I'm telling you, man, I know this is like random, but it all is connected. The greatest salesman on the earth. It's a book that repeats things over and over and over, and you're supposed to repeat it for 30 days. We did this. Maybe you should get a hold of that book because what it addresses is life and death is in the power of the tongue. And one of the things that it talks about is I will be love and I will love others because I'm like a dripping water, a drop of water of love on that is like on a stone, the coldest of hearts, a rock, a stone. And you know, scientifically, when you drip that water every day, all throughout the day, boom, 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 eventually it will actually put a hole in the hugest, most largest boulder. Drip, drip, drip. Because every drip is clearing out a little bit, clearing out a little bit. So over time, maybe it's years on that boulder, it will eventually put a hole in it. If we have a drip that's constantly dripping, 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 that's what your love is doing. You've got to know that. That's where commitment comes in. That's why love is commitment. Commitment is love. You've got this, and I believe in you. But it's real. I know it's real what you're going through. Not trying to negate it. I want to validate. I often, just skip over that stuff. Chantel has helped me to validate. I understand where you're coming from. Please, I've been there. And you're going to do it better because now you have the tools that I didn't have. Because you have the strategies I didn't have. But I want to give you the ability to fish and not give you the fish, right? Or constantly tell you what to do. I want to give you the strategies and give those to you and put those in your hands and then help you with the mindset. But the reality is, you've got what it takes. The greatest salesman on earth, he says that. And you literally, that's why it's programming, right? You read it every day, every day, every day. I have a cute video of Hazel reading it. She was 4 years old, and every day we would read it out loud in the morning, out loud at night before we went to bed. Read it to the children, read it with each other. Like, you see what I mean? We'd read it first thing in the morning when we got up, and then at night before we said our prayers and went to bed, we'd read it about what love is. It's a powerful process, and that's what it's all about. It says, take and do this. I think it was 30 days. And then it had another principle you'd read for 30 days, another principle you'd read for 30 days. And now that you're telling me this, or now that this is coming up, I'm going to do that as well with our team because I've got this new business. It's called The Greatest Salesman on Earth. I believe that's it. And it has like 12 principles and 12 things you read. And it really does. You could, this is awesome. You could read it to the kids, you and the kids, and Laura could read it out loud together. Because again, the Bible is great. And by the way, this is the scrolls that he's reading of the scrolls of wisdom, and it's Bible principles, biblical principles. 100% comes from that. And a lot of times, the reason why they call it the greatest salesman on earth, because they give this to salespeople to help them learn about sales. And they're like, why am I learning these principles? This has nothing to do with sales. It has everything to do with sales because it's presentation, it's communication, it's confidence that gets built from reading these things over and over and over and over again. Are you following me? It's a repetition for reprogramming. You got what it takes, and I believe in you. All right. Thank you, Phyllis. Andrew, is that helpful, brother? Anybody else tuning in and following us this morning, is that helpful to you? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And I'm super grateful for that word. Wow, what a powerful word. So now you release and you received wisdom. Okay, the wisdom was Deuteronomy 6, chapter 6, verse 6 and 7. The commandments. The commandments are, by the way, when you hear commandments, the greatest commandment of all is love. So that's what it always comes back to is love. And are you talking about it all the time? What do you focus on? What you focus on will flourish. That's the reality. So focus on love. What does love look like? Well, love looks like gratitude, edification. Just keep doing that. And by the way, when we feel angry, it's real. We release, receive wisdom, and then go give it. Well, now I can go give love. Now I can go speak life. Now I can tell them what I'm grateful for about them. And look, you're doing your best. That's what matters. You're doing well. And you're loving. I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to keep loving. I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to keep loving. I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to keep loving. I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to keep loving. Do my best, and I'm going to keep loving. I'm going to do my best, and then I'm going to keep loving you. I'm going to do my best, and I will keep loving you. I will keep loving you, and I will do my best. I will keep loving you, and I will do my best. I will keep loving you, and I will do my best. Is that in your ear yet? Because you know why? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's the word too. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, so I will speak life. I'm going to do my best, I'm going to keep loving. I'm going to do my best and I'm going to keep loving. Can you say that over and over and help yourself? Because sometimes we're in that state of negativity, downhill spiral, and I need to do something to get my brain right. Something repetitive that is beneficial. I will do my best and I will love well. I will keep loving you and I will keep loving you and I'll keep loving you and I'll keep loving you. I tell the story quite often, and maybe some of you listening have heard this before, but there was a there was a situation where this lady, it was a parent of one of the couples we had helped years ago, because Chantel and I have been doing matchmaking, and she was intoxicated, the mother of one of the couples we had helped, and she was super angry at me. And she was intoxicated and she was in my face like this close, like screaming and yelling at me and angry. Like I said, she was intoxicated and she was just cussing me out, like every cuss word, and practically spitting on me, and this close, y'all, this close in my face. And I just kept saying, I love you. 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 I wasn't receiving what she was saying because I don't even remember what it was, but she was cussing and going on. And I just kept saying, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And finally, she just broke down sobbing and crying and fell into my arms. An older lady, and I just held her. And she laid on my chest and sobbed and sobbed. Love wins. That's the moral of that story. Just love. When you know nothing else to do, just say I love you. When you don't know what to do, just say I love you. Say I'm doing my best and I love you. I'm doing my best and I love you. I'm doing my best and I'm love you. I'm committed. I love you. I'm doing my best and I'm committed. I'm committed. I'm doing my best. I love you and I'm committed. I love you and I'm committed. You see the words that just bring forth greatness, can bring forth hope. You've got this. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. What about one-on-one time as well? What does he like? What can you take him to do? And then can you ask him questions about what he wants in life? What are some of his dreams and goals? One-on-one time, quality time matters. What does he like? Does he like throwing the football? Can you go out and throw the football with him? Show me how to throw it right. Maybe you don't know how to throw the football. Maybe you don't know how to do some of the things that he knows how to do. Maybe let him show you, teach you something. Because kids can teach us stuff if we'll let them, if we're willing to listen, learn, and spend quality time with them. See, we often want to shrink back, and God says, no, sit up, be confident, love, and master your sound mind. Get a sound mind. How do we do that? What's my programming? What's my languaging? What's my story? What's my story? For I have not given you the spirit of fear, he says, the spirit of shrinking back, spirit of making yourself small. No, confidence, courage, love, and a sound mind. That's what he gave us. And that's what he wants to give us. We have to receive it, and then we have to believe it and speak it, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. So can you spend quality time with him and go out there and hang out? I love you and I believe in you. Is this helpful? Are you still here? Did I lose you? Is anybody out there? Cheers. I know there's a delay on Facebook and YouTube, a few seconds, but it is nice when I know people are here still. All right. Maybe I lost you. Okay, it's all good. We're going to keep talking about date night now. And this ties in great for date night with a potential spouse, date night with someone you're interested or getting to know, date night with your child, date night with a parent or a relative that you want to connect with. You call it date night, and you're like, oh, it's, about dating. No, you're looking at dating wrong. Okay. So, date night, if you're going on date night, what does that look like? Well, have you booked the appointment, set it aside, set the time and place. And then again, if this is someone you're pursuing that could be a potential for marriage, right? For all you single men, this is men's edition. Is it, what does it look like when you're dating her or pursuing her? You set a time and a date, you found out through connecting with her, you finally got the courage and confidence to ask her out, right? And if you're engaged or married, do you have a set aside date night? Have you arranged it? You're looking forward to that. And then are you also having daily conversations and connections with her? Now that if you're more committed too, but if this is your first date, what does that look like? You book the appointment, set aside the time and place, and the place should be based on what she likes, by the way. Do you know what she likes? Have you asked her the questions about what are some of her favorite foods? Ah, there you are, Andrew. Thank you. Yes, it's helpful, and I'm grateful for that. I have to go, but we'll rewatch and try and get more. All right, brother. Yep, you're committed to that family. I love you. Go love on him. So you book the appointment, time and place for the date night. And if you're this the first time, second time, third time, it's good to plan. It's good to even have a potentially, if you've been connecting, right? You finally got the courage. We talked about this. You got to get the courage and confidence to at least have a conversation with her and ask her out, get her phone number. You've started to communicate with her. You're doing some GWs with her. You're on the same page as far as beliefs, and so you can tell that because you've been sending her verses that have touched your life, some letters back from the Father that you're sharing with her, and also sharing some GWs with her. So that's been a great connection. You're learning more about her as you're having conversations on the phone and texting back and forth, encouraging each other. And now you know what some of her favorite things are. So you're gonna get the courage to say, "Hey, can we go have some coffee?" Or, "Hey, can we go out have dinner?" And when you do that, guess what? Bring some flowers. Well, I heard most women don't like flowers. Okay, that's fine. Stay stuck. I'm telling you, bringing flowers is beneficial. It really is, and it's a good message of care, good message of love, and you're pursuing her, so it's okay. Even if it's the first date, it's just a good, kind gesture. Okay, and maybe you're meeting up at the restaurant. She doesn't feel comfortable with you picking her up at her house. That's fine. Meet me at this restaurant this time, and you need to be there and go early, waiting for her, and then you could have some flowers still, even if you're just meeting up at a restaurant or coffee. It's amazing what that will do to bring a blessing. Doesn't have to be big and crazy and outlandish, just a nice little gesture of kindness and love. It's good. It's a good first impression. Okay, now what to talk about. This is often where men screw up big time. Excuse me, on that first date, or even in your relationship, you're married or you're engaged, and you're like, what do we talk about? Well, you can be purposeful with your conversations, and this goes across the board. And we have a little acronym that we have utilized to talk about dreams and goals, because that is one of the most beneficial conversations to have, to get to know someone, but also to reconnect with someone, is to talk about dreams and goals. It really is, and find out what theirs is. And then, especially if it's someone that you're married to, if it's someone you're engaged to, or someone that's you're very connected and loving and affectionate with, and this is someone that you know you're developing your life with, or yoked up with in business, or in some sort of fashion, you're moving in the same direction together, on the same mission together. These are great questions to learn about them and to connect and have deeper, more meaningful relationship outside of forming. Okay, forming's good, but now when we want to go deeper, we talk about dreams, we talk about goals, and the different categories of those dreams and goals can be brought out, if you would, through Feldspar, which is an acronym. Feldspar, in the world sense, is actually a is what the earth is made out of. It's a type of uh, I want to say rock, but that's not correct. And somebody that's in that field is going to correct me, and I can't remember right now. But feldspar is actually like the materials that the the earth is made out of, and it's a very beautiful like rock and beautiful, um, and so it's kind of cool that it is like the foundation of planet Earth, and yet very beautiful. There's many different colors of feldspar. Go look it up. Feldspar. Feldspar. What is feldspar? What are the different colors of feldspar? There's some very beautiful visuals of that. Now, I'm telling you that to remind you of now this is what you can talk about and ask questions about, because when you're in a relationship and you're connecting with someone, the better the questions, the better the connections. And the best connection you can have with someone is to talk about their dreams, talk about their goals, talk about some of the things they are working on in their life. And so when you're starting out, what we have found works best in communication, and this can work with your wife as well, by the way, if you're married, like I said, and in a relationship, it's called sparring. It's the backside of feldspar. Now if you're married, by the way, it is okay to do the feld as well, but we often tell people we're talking about first date night, and even in a conversation that maybe you've never done feldspar. We have a whole training on this. This is again getting down to the details because we're going deeper in relationship and connection. So you're on your first date, you're getting to know her, you've already formed her because you've been texting or on phone calls. Now you're actually doing a date in person, connection, one on one. Okay. Now you're sparring. What does sparring mean then? I want to give you some things because this is where what to talk about, what questions to ask about. And you've formed, remember, you've already asked about family, occupation, recreation, the other acronym that we have and have taught, and it's nothing new under the sun. And so you know a lot of these things, but when you first connect and you go out to dinner, well, how you want to form again. But when I say form, it's not are do you have any kids, or do you no well, yeah, brothers, you already have asked those questions. Now you're going to just form, when you think of family, something personal about them that you can check up on, that you've been connecting with them, communicating with them, asking questions, right? Because we're past that. We're on our date now, face to face, one on one. Now you're going to ask something personable to check up on them. Maybe it's they have had a cold, or maybe it's that they went to their mom's hospital because their mom was in the hospital, or they had a cousin that was that went through a surgery or something. And this because you've been communicating with them, connecting with them. And so now that's something personal. You can ask, how's your cousin doing? I know she had that surgery last week. How's she doing? You're checking up on something personal that you remembered about them. That's going to impress them that you actually listened, that you did pay attention, and that you care. You're genuinely interested in things happening in their life. That's family as well. That's how you form someone, and it's ongoing with your spouse, with relationships, friendships. Now, occupation. What do you occupy your time with? That's the next question. Again, I'm talking about what questions to ask as you're making this initial contact, coming back together, going on this date. Well, if they do have a job or they're working, you can ask, how's things been going for you at work? And again, it may be something that you know about work, or maybe it's things they occupy their time with. Maybe it's they have kids, and you're going to ask about how the kids are doing, right? That could be family as well, qualified, because questions are what matter. And then genuinely being interested, making eye contact, not looking at your phone ever. I'm serious about this. Be committed to that person in front of you. Honor them, bless them. Put your phone away. Put it on silent or turn it off altogether. Do not disturb mode. Stay focused, stay present. Ask questions about personal questions. Again, how are they? Again, this is because you're on a date. How they're doing, about maybe something with work or what they occupied their time with today. How was your day today? What was your favorite part? What would you like best about today? Tell me about your day. Like, you're just doing this initial connection, right? Then recreation is like What did you like best about your day today? That is recreation. What was your favorite part of today? That is things you did for fun, things you like best. That's again, just in general, always this can work for your wife, your kids. Do you follow me? Form. It's an acronym and it's good for startup. Now, as you're on this date, you're going to go deeper. Some of the things you're going to want to find out that potentially you hadn't found out yet, or maybe you did. By the way, if you're forming and continuously forming, that's connection. Deeper, more meaningful connections and affections and love, showing love and genuinely caring, smiling, eye contact. Don't be looking down. Don't be, looking at other people. Stay present. But don't stare at her eyes so much that she gets nervous. Just relax, but make eye contact, smile, smile, nod as she's talking. How was your day? And then you can get into sparring. Okay, it's an acronym because these are what to talk about, what questions to ask. And if she asks you questions, that's fine too. That's good. Answer those and then ask her another question. And then when you find something you can tell she's passionate about and talking about, just say, okay, tell me more about that. That's a phrase. If you don't have it, you should have it written down. Tell me more about that. And that affects your wife too if you're married. Those are things you can say to, well, oh, that's cool. Tell me more about that. Wow, this is awesome. I'm learning a lot about you. Tell me more about that. And then now we're going to go into sparring. Okay. So you've had some good conversation, checking up, catching up on things with her. Now we move into some of the sparring. S stands for spiritual. What are her spiritual beliefs? Because you want to get to know her and find out her mission, find out her passions in life, find out where she's going, what she wants to do in life. By the way, this works again if you're engaged or if you're married, because those things change. And we should be checking in with our spouse on these things. And so, spiritual things, what do you believe about God? What is some of your core beliefs when it comes to God, when it comes to Jesus? Just again, learning about her. That's important, man. You may think it's not, but again, if you're a believer, this is a good thing to start with, a good thing to talk about, to find out what her beliefs are, what she's all about. And some of you are like, well, I already know this because she's not a Christian. I'm not going to date her. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Your definition of a Christian may be different than hers, and you're judging her. If I would have thought that about Chantel, I would have never married her. I'm just saying, I wouldn't have even given her the time of day. But yet, she was more Christian and more full of love, God's true, beautiful love, than I was, to be honest. She taught me how to love well. When we were first together, I was very religious. And I didn't know the love and the depth that she knew, and even knowing God as a father versus God. I still had a lot of fear and hangups and judgments. Thus, religion. She had pure, incredible love that she taught me how to love well, but I was willing to learn. So, men, as you're having this date and getting to know this gal, don't judge until you know and learn and find out what her beliefs are. Don't make that your deciding factor because, man, I will tell you, people that claim to be Christians often, you just never know. Okay. So, teachable and coachable is the number one criteria. I'm here to tell you. And so, learning about them, this is part of it. So, what do you believe about God? That's a good question. And what are some of your goals around spirituality? What do you see in your future? Is it that you want to do with your life in God? What do you believe about the Bible? Like, do you believe in the Bible? Like, these are cool questions to ask and get to know them. Why do I start with S, spiritual? Because to me, it's very important. I want to know on a spiritual level that they do have beliefs and love in God and the Father, as I do. Now, it may not be exactly. Also, I want to know that they are open and teachable and coachable too through these processes of asking questions, where they are with what they believe about even church and religion. That's what the S is for, spiritual. It's a great thing to build your marriage and foundation on. I believe it with all my heart. Father is my priority, my number one priority. I love him so much, Papa God. And I want her to know that. And I want you to be that confident as well, to know what you believe. So before you go in and ask that question, you better know what you believe. And you better know what you believe and then why. Not because mom or dad told you to, or because the bishop made you believe this, or because of your culture background, but because you have explored what you believe and you have made a decision. This is what I believe, and this is why, and this is where I'm heading. That's a powerful thing to know that. So this is where your MVP comes in too, of who am I? What's my identity? What do I believe? Your spiritual beliefs matter. Do you know what they are? Are you confident in that? And that's where you've got to work on you and your connection to the Father. Like, to me, that's number one priority of this process before you even go on a date. But don't let that be a scapegoat or excuse of why you won't go on a date. Seriously. So now you ask about spiritual stuff. Good conversation. That might be everything you talk about on that date. That's fine. Book an appointment from an appointment. A lot of these principles and are all part of what's in business as well. A good business person, when they're connecting with a client and they've got a project, they get a job done, they're gonna see if they can get a referral or book another appointment if they need other work done. It's real, it's true. That's what good connection, good relationships in business grow and flourish a business. Being able to develop your business and be able to develop it in such a way comes from people skills and connection skills. So it's important and imperative that you have these skills too in a relationship that involves becoming one flesh with them someday. Having a powerful, epic marriage turns into an epic life. Okay. So, with that said, you're talking about spiritual. If there are some room for other things, sparring, the P is physical. Now, what physical means, like learning and understanding what some of their health goals are. What are they, what are they do they like going on hikes? Do they like to exercise? What is some of your goals and dreams for your health? And maybe what is it that you do for your health, or what do you do to take care of yourself and keep yourself strong and healthy, right? You want to know these things because, again, aligning up even of understanding your mission of what your health is a priority. So you got spiritual and then you got your physical, right? It's where your health comes in, and even sharing some of the things that you do to stay healthy and stay strong. These are good conversations, and to communicate about that. Now, again, going from even on a date, when you're on a date and getting to know each other, to even being engaged. Are you constantly working on this now? You're committed to each other, you're engaged. What is your health goals and what are you going after together? This creates unity and movement, and doing productive activities is empowering and brings unity. So, the physical part of it. What are some of your health goals? Learning about that, asking those questions brings connections, helps you to know and understand what they're all about, helps you to know who they are and what their focus is on. Well, I'm going to end with that. Great conversation with Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. Amazing. It blesses me that you'd be willing to communicate about this, and I hope it was very helpful. We see what he was challenged by, and then we see how the three core activities can benefit. And if this was helpful to you, can you like and subscribe on our YouTube channel? It's Amish Matchmakers on YouTube, or on our personal Facebook page. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Let Facebook know that you want to hear more from us, and that when we go live, you'll get notified. But the best one is usually YouTube. If you go to our channel, and it will help the word to get out there. We had more growth in January, by the way, than all the other months last year combined. It was awesome to see that all in one month. So thank you for those who have been supporting us. But if this is your first time, or if you could please tell others to check out this Amish Matchmakers. They're bringing great content. They're bringing great information. Can you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell? We are the Amish Matchmakers. Chantel and Chantel will be coming back here a little bit later. I'm going to a men's Bible study. And pretty soon, stay tuned. I think it's a couple weeks from now, I will be starting my his creation code. I'm going to be sharing it with the men at the men's Bible study, and I'll be sharing it live with you. So stay tuned for that. That's why it's important. We're doing all different kinds of things at different times. If you want to plug in and get more information, stay tuned and hit that notification bell. And it does matter. We'll bring the best we can. And so tomorrow, tune back in, 5 a.m., men's talk, and we will talk more about sparring, the A and the R in sparring. So you got spiritual and physical, and some questions for that. God bless you. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.